I'm Renee. This is my fourth vlog, I believe. Pardon me, I'm a little sweaty from Zumba. But let's get started. So today, I'm gonna be talking about zombie, and a claim that I would like to make from reading this book is obviously this is told by Audre Lorde's perspective. This is her point of view, and I think based on that, you can tell from a very early age that Audre Lorde has kind of accepted this word zombie and knows her sexuality even before she comes to grips with it herself and faces it. She knows she's a woman, and I think it's very evident the way she tells her story. So first of all, in class, I know we brought up Audre in the comic book store versus Audre and Tony, how there's comparisons in that relationship, how the man grabbed her and without permission and kind of took power away from her. And she kind of did the same to Tony, but it's not perceived in that way because it's how she's telling the story. And she's not telling it to make herself look better. It's how she's interpreting the events that happened. And it's very telling, when she sees Tony, some people weren't even sure if she was real or not, because the way she paints her is this like beautiful, untouchable creature. And I think that is on purpose because at that time, she thinks that it is untouchable to be with a woman. Her parents are together, she sees men and women relationships. She doesn't really see lesbian relationships, so I don't think she really knows that that's a thing that she can have. And going back to Conundrum, she knew she was transsexual from when she was 3 or 4, so I think Audre knows. And I want to bring you to a specific point on page 41. It says, "But evidently the enormity of my intentions had escaped my mother's notice." She wasn't just playing with Tony, you know what I mean? Even if, I don't think, because she is so young, it's hard to say that it was in a sexual manner, but think about, like we said in class, a 30-year-old saying these things or doing these things, like they meant it. So subconsciously, I think she means that she's a sexual being. But as you look on page 49 in the comic book scene with the comic book worker, says, "I felt dirty and afraid as if I had taken part in some filthy rite." And it also describes sausage fingers. The comparison how she describes Tony versus, I don't know if they ever name him, this comic book worker, it shows her repulsiveness towards men. She does not find men appealing, attractive. Being with that man took something away from her. And twice that I recall, if not more, she was kind of cornered by a man and forced to have sex with him. And at one point with Peter, her first serious boyfriend, it says that the sex didn't feel right. Everyone just kept telling her, it would. This Tony incident and comic book scene are very revealing in how even from a young age she knew that being touched by a man, being with a man, did not feel right to her. And it's evident throughout the text, and she just grows into this realization as it goes further. Unfortunately, Jenny, I want to say, or Genevieve, her friend who committed suicide, it calls her girlfriend at one point. I think Tony was just her first realization of it, and the comic book worker kind of justified the fact that not only was she attracted to women, she was repulsed by men, and only later in life she comes to accept that. So, that is all I have for you. Thank you.